I just wanted to simplify and emphasize the simplicity of this compensation plan. Any of you that are familiar to this industry, there's usually, whether it's affiliate marketing, digital affiliate marketing, multi-level network marketing, or any other distribution model, direct sales. Sometimes there's a 15-page PDF that's like drinking from a fire hose, where there's 101 hoops that you have to jump through to qualify in rank advance, and you de-rank with attrition in your organization and people canceling and all types of stuff. However, there's some unique features of this. First of all, there's no ranks. It's extremely simple, and there's 3 primary aspects to this compensation plan, and more to come that has not been mentioned yet. There's another 5% of total top line revenue of the company that we're in part of an advisory board right now with some big leaders discussing how to create momentum pools and leadership pools with that. So there's more to come. It's even more lucrative, but this is a uni-level compensation plan. So there is no spillover here. You can't stack people under other people. Everybody is responsible, and their work ethic is going to determine how much they make, as in everybody that joins you is frontline to you, left to right. It's not a binary or a trinary where you have power legs or anything like that. All your lineage and genealogy originates from you. And from that point down, those people themselves can go ahead and go as wide as they want with their personal referrals. And any of those people you bring in that happen to be a builder, that's called a leg. That's one of your legs. So just wanted to make that clear. For me personally, anytime I've been involved in those types of other structures, I like uni levels because it creates a dependency culture of handouts. You want to give people a hand up and not a handout, but if they expect one thing, or someone else joined before them and they got more spillover, whatever, they end up sitting back, putting their feet up and waiting for someone else to build their business for them, which creates a culture of laziness that is not going to drive sales. Here we have a 2-tier direct sales bonus. So this compensation plan, what I like about it is it's almost a hybrid model. It combines the best of affiliate marketing with multi-level network marketing. And if you're a digital marketer, an internet marketer, you know how to do live webinars, you can simply focus on this, and the back end residual commission will take care of itself. So on your level 1 payout, you earn a 40% commission, which is very nice. Obviously, nothing can be paid on the free version of that. But advanced, that comes out at $100 for the 250 annual, and just shy of $400 for a VIP. Now, a famous marketer once said, whoever can afford to spend the most to acquire a customer wins. So you can literally, if you're doing paid media or paid advertising, you can afford to go out into the marketplace and spend $400 to acquire a VIP customer, and it's a self-liquidating offer. You would break even on the front end. Then all the back-end residual commission for the lifetime of that customer's trading account is all pure net profit. So it's very powerful. If you just were closing one VIP sale a day, that's $145,000 per month. That's a 6-figure income just by closing a VIP sale a day. And the great thing about it is there's no financial barrier to entry. People can get in for free, and they'll organically, naturally upgrade and eventually ascend into VIP. So it's almost like an organic upsell that they'll do by themselves, because we're selling a product where the product itself makes people money. It's not a physical product like skin cream or, perishable protein powder filling up someone's garage that they don't want. This is a product that people will not cancel. And one of my mentors 12 years ago said, Bren, find something to sell that's more difficult to cancel than it is to keep using it. He called it putting golden handcuffs around your income. Certain products like email autoresponders. I have the same email autoresponder GetResponse for the last 11 years. I can't cancel it because that's one of my most valuable assets, is my email list as a business. And it's the same here. This is one of the last things people are going to cancel. The product itself makes people money. So you're selling a passive income producing asset to people, which is extremely powerful, and they only pay when they profit. On level 2, you're going to earn a 10% commission. So anyone you refer, if they refer people, you earn 10%, which comes out at $25 for an advanced sale and $99 for a VIP sale. So again, very lucrative. And if that's all you did, if that's all this was, it's quite lucrative, but it's not. The powerful long-term passive residual income is right here with the software service fee, or otherwise called SSF commissions. We can't give you money on people's deposits because we're not managing people's money. You're not giving over control of your capital, as you're aware of by now. Therefore, it's a revenue generated compensation plan where we earn as the software charges its service fees for finding and closing successful trades. So there's no ranks to jump through here. There's no qualification criteria. The only qualification criteria is how many paid active direct signups you have. So when you have when you've personally sponsored one person who's using an active paid version of the bot, in other words, they have capital in their crypto exchange and they're either at advanced or VIP, you have unlocked the first two levels in your uni-level organization. And whether it's a free member or a paid member, they're going to be paying either 20% or 30% performance fee. Let's keep it simple and say it's a paid member. 20% performance fee, 20% of the profit that they're making. You're getting 8% of that. Level 3 and 4 opens up once you have 2 active paid directs. Again, 8% of the 20%. And level 5 opens up when you have 3. So this is quite lucrative long term, because cast your mind back to the power of compound interest. This bot automatically compounds. So if you have an average trading balance in your organization at $2,000, after a year, that'll be about $9,500. After 2 years, it'll be $36,000. So you can imagine what happens from there. That's why it's so powerful, because it's almost like getting an automated pay raise every month. If you reach, let's say, 10,000 a month with this compensation plan and nobody else joined your team, you're still going to get to 20,000 a month eventually, purely by the nature of the product. The fact that you're earning a percentage of the profits and it's compounding over time, it's incredibly powerful. Next up, the next 10 levels in your organization, or 13 levels, should I say, opens up 1% commission. So it's going to get wider as it goes down. So this can be quite substantial over time. To give you an example, we have run some calculations with Excel calculators based on an average. If the average person's making just 7% per month, you would be making 67,000 a month just with a team of about 2,000 to 3,000. So it's quite powerful. And that's before compounding kicks in. The last 2 levels here, we're looking at 0.5% of that 20% service fee. Third aspect to this compensation plan is a matching bonus. This by itself is going to retire some people, because this is paid on what you just saw. Basically, any leader, if you bring in a leader and they happen to be building a team, for example, let's say they were earning 100,000 a month 3 years from now, you'd be making 8,000 a month from that. And that's what's crazy. In case we haven't already mentioned it, a free member can come in and they have full-blown access to the compensation plan without restrictions. They earn the same commissions as a paid member. So if it's someone in a third world country, maybe they don't have the capital to finance their trading account, they can use some sweat equity and hustle, go out there, capitalize on this lucrative rewards plan, and then use that commission to fund their trading account. We said the minimum recommended is 600 USDT. They can make 1 VIP sale, 2 advanced sales, and they've got the 600 to fund their first coin by staying a free member. So it's incredibly powerful. And if that same free member sponsors just one person who's a big hitter, they're going to get an 8% match on just that one person, if that's all they have in their team is one individual that they brought in. So you get the 8% match on your first level, 3% on level 2. Quite simple and straightforward. It's basically a check match on the earnings that leader is making from their team. So as you can see, very simple compensation plan, only 3 fundamental aspects to it. And there is more to come, including some revenue pools that's going to create that long-term legacy income for leaders and also people that are taking action to bring people in. Hopefully that was clear.
Yes, awesome. Very good. That's great. Actually, that clears up a few things from
great.
the compensation plan we saw earlier. So that's definitely. Scott, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, shocker, huh? Hey, Bren, so give us some advice. You threw out some pretty large numbers that most people in a business like this don't even think is possible. You know, $500 a month or $1,000 a month for most people would be life-changing. When people see a presentation like this, they always ask, well, how is that sustainable? How can a company do that? How would you suggest that we answer things like that or questions like that?
Great question. So it's probably one of the most sustainable compensation plans you're going to see, because it's all product driven, sales driven. It's not coming from new people joining where you're robbing Peter to pay Paul and the last person to join gets screwed over. What we're talking about here, all that service fee that you see there is based on trading profits from the bot itself. You've got tens of thousands, eventually hundreds of thousands of crypto bots trading. So it only ever closes successful trades. As you saw, it's making money even when the market has dropped 30%. It's getting it in and out of those trades. It can handle the market dropping technically 80 to 90%. So the likelihood of any one of those coins going to zero that's in the top 50 is very low based on the nature of cryptocurrency over time. So here's my point. All of that money it's not driven on recruitment necessarily. It's not, if we reach 250,000 users in the company or whatever's on your team, if you reach 30 people on your team, 50 people using the bot, if nobody else joins your team, it's based on Eazybot getting in and out and closing successful trades. That's where those commissions are coming from. If the first aspect is their annual license, the second and third aspect, which was the matching bonus and the software service fees down 20 levels, that's based on the bot's performance. So I can't think of a more powerful incentive for the company to continue to innovate and improve their software. They've hired 3 new software developers that are working right now around the clock, finding enhancements to make. So we literally are at the beginning. And based on my business partner, she's a professional Forex trader. I've been using Forex trading algorithmic softwares for about 7 years now. I've even created entire calculators for some pretty complex trading strategies. And we give some feedback to Mohammed of how it can be enhanced, how it can be improved. And they're incredibly open and receptive to feedback. That's one of the things you're going to find. They're willing to listen. They don't let their egos get in the way. They're doing what's best for people. And the bot's only going to continue to improve in performance. So everything that you saw there is sustainable because it's driven by a market, a cryptocurrency market that's only still in its infancy, and it's going to continue to grow in the trillions. And as people lose confidence in traditional financial systems that can be quite inherently corrupt with all the camouflage that they can put around it, it's not like the transparency of the blockchain. So as people migrate to this, more and more people are going to join Eazybot, and that's maybe now is a good time to segue into the Founders Club, because that is a way to capitalize on everybody that joins Eazybot now and in the future, even if they're not on your team. And it has a finite cap of how many people can qualify. And we'll address your question that you had earlier, Scott. So did that answer your question about the sustainability of this?
Yeah, that's awesome. So basically, the people that were on our team only earn profit if the company is earning profit. So there's no
actually it's the other way around. The company only earns profit if the people on your team earn profit.
Yeah, That's a better way of saying it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And the company, yeah, like literally you only pay when you make a profit, as in every time a successful trade closes. That's where the company takes its piece of revenue. So speaking of revenue, the Founders Club is quite lucrative. It's time sensitive. I encourage you to take advantage of this if you happen to know some people or you see the value of sharing a product like this. A sustainable product where funds stay in your own control. Company has no ability to get their hands on it. Founders Club is where the company is going to be sharing 5% of its total top line gross revenue for the lifetime of the company with the people that qualify. So around the clock, 24/7, tens of thousands and eventually millions of Easybots. And by the way, there's a man who's sitting quiet right now in Asia that was, I believe, Crown Diamond in Amway back in the 80s. He's massive. He himself is going to bring millions of people into Eazybot. He has massive leaders all across China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand. It's crazy. So tens of thousands, eventually millions of Easybots are going to be scanning the market, getting in and out of profitable trades. As they do so, 5% of that 20% service fee, or if it's a free member, 5% of their 30% performance fee, is going to go into a revenue pool. That revenue pool is going to expand. It's elastic. It's going to grow over time as people's trading accounts compound, as new people join Eazybot. Over time, that pool will expand. The other thing that's fed in here is 5% of every advanced or VIP sale all around the world, whether it's in Sri Lanka, Argentina, or Atlanta, Georgia. It doesn't matter. Every advanced $12.50 goes in. Every VIP just shy of $50 goes in here. And here's the powerful thing. This is for the first 1,000 people only that qualify. So that pool that you saw, it's not going to dilute over time as new people qualify. And your seat is locked in for life. In other words, if you fall out of qualification criteria 3 years from now, well, next month it's going to be shared with 999 people, but you can always earn back your seat. For example, if for any reason you fell out of qualification that we're about to discuss, you can earn back your spot by simply meeting the criteria again. So it's not going to be given away to another person. And that's why it's so powerful. You're earning a piece of 5%. This company, there's an Asian company out there that I mentioned that the originators and the creators of this came from. They're doing billions. There's billions of dollars being traded every month with over 1.2 million bots. So we're going to be a lot bigger than that. We have a bigger reach. Just alone with some people that are coming into this, it's going to be massive. So you're sharing a piece of that for life. And this is retirement income. This will create millionaires, whoever qualifies for this. It may be 10, 15 years from now, but it can easily create potentially a 7-figure annual income. So that might be big numbers for some people, but you'll grow into it over time. You'll climatize to it because it's going to be gradually increasing every month. So to give you an example, we did some calculations. I'm a bit of a numbers nerd, but if you have 250,000 active users for this bot, and I'm talking throughout the entire company, from my efforts, from Casey's efforts, from everybody's efforts, if we never grew beyond that for 3 years and we stayed plateaued at 250,000 bot users, after 1 year, this pool will be worth about 3,500 per month. After 2 years, 11,500 per month. And after 3 years, about 32 to 34,000 per month. There's no guarantees of that because we can't predict the bot performance on any given month. But if you extrapolate out over a long enough span of time, you start to see the averages play out. That's worst case scenario if we got stuck at 250,000 users. So imagine 10, 12 years from now, what this pool could look like. Again, we discussed the power of compound interest, so there's no need to go into it again here, but that's what's going to be driving this pool as people's accounts grow. Because even if they forgot they were running an Eazybot and they went on vacation for 2 weeks, every time a trade closes, it's the slight increment in trade size is being utilized every time they enter the next trade. So that effect over time, over millions of users, is significant. The first qualification criteria is this 3x3 structure that you see right here. That's where you've referred 3 active bot users who each have referred 3. So it's in your best interests to go as wide as you can and share this with as many people as you can, so that you statistically increase your chances of finding 3 people who are ready to lock arms with you, who see the vision and who also are ready to share this with others. The second qualification criteria is that you yourself must be a VIP member. You must have skin in the game, because people do what you do and not what you say. You must lead by example, and the company wants to reward people who are serious and are willing to make an investment in themselves. The people in this 3x3 structure can either be an advanced or a VIP user. It does not matter whatever way they happen to fall, as long as they're using a paid version of the software. And the third criteria is that they have actively connected their bot to their exchange and are trading with the minimum of 600. Now, right now you have the ability to pre-qualify for Founders Club. This qualification that you see on the screen right now is temporarily postponed because there's certain countries in the world which are not compatible with the crypto exchanges that are currently available. So we want to give everyone an equal opportunity. So right now you can pre-qualify by meeting the previous criteria in the previous slides. This one will go into play and will become a requirement as soon as we have exchanges for every country. Hopefully that makes sense. Right now, all you need to focus on is helping 3 people you refer achieve Founders Club. Why do I say that? Because as a byproduct of that, by default, you will basically guarantee your own position. And that's how this industry is driven. Unlike, it's almost like inversely correlated to how the corporate world works, where you're climbing a corporate ladder and you need to step on some people to get to the top. Here in this industry, you can only succeed to the extent that you help others succeed. You need to help people, lift them up, take them with you. And the more you help others, the more you profit. That's the law of compensation. And that's what compensation plans are built on. You prepare Binance.com. Coinbase Pro is not currently available, but you can use Binance.us. There's just a few states in America where that is currently not available, including New York. But Coinbase Pro is being worked on right now. And you can also prepare with the minimum of 600 USDT and your own VIP membership for $9.95. And then obviously share this presentation and this video with others, and we can give you a short 6-minute, concise, polished version of this Founders Club presentation that you can share, because that'll create the viral duplication and the education that you need to achieve Founders Club yourself by sharing this with your personal referrals. It'll drive the right behavior. There we go, my friends.
There we go. And had to find my mute button there. Thank you very much, Bren. That was incredible. We're so excited to have you here. There's multiple people on our team that are not only motivated to hit Founders Club, they can do it. We have a few on, so we're absolutely excited. But again, guys, Founders Club or no Founders Club, this is an incredible opportunity, right? So if you're not a big recruiter, that's okay. The ability to compound our money over time, controlled, 100% controlled, meaning you had an emergency situation in your life and you needed to walk away with what you've grown in your capital and your exchange. You have that ability, right? So this just puts us in such an incredible position. Dan, you had a question. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, hi. Thanks. Well, am I unmuted?
Nope, you're good.
Good, Dan.
Okay, good. Thanks. Bren, thanks for your time. This has been really eye-opening. I think this is a better overall textured feel of the company and the potential, putting a real real live person,
Right.
behind the numbers and the screens itself. It really makes it exciting. Quick question, and forgive me if it exists already, but one of the things that we're always looking for, hoping for, trying to create is a quick, brief, in the ADD world that we live in today, concise promotional videos. And I'm guessing for Eazybot, we'd probably be better off with one on the bot itself side, and then one for the affiliate marketing side of it, or if there's one quick, cut, concise together, because not everybody obviously wants to exploit or take advantage of the affiliate marketing side of it, and they just want to use it as an investment tool, which is totally fine. Some people actually get turned off by the idea of affiliate marketing sides of things, right. And they immediately go to MLM, Ponzi scheme assumptions and things like that, which we want to avoid, because it seems like it's going to be an extremely viable long-term investment tool on its own. Does it exist, or is there going to be a way that we could access some quick, brief informational promotional things down the line, which would really help us with recruitment and help us to target, provide concise information to the right people?
Yeah, definitely. You brought up a great point, and some people are turned off and skeptical, although things like affiliate marketing are becoming more and more integrated and mass acceptable. Everything from Amazon to Walmart has an affiliate model right now, but definitely with this company, it's a product driven company, and you can see the first 70% this presentation, we didn't even need to mention the rewards plan because the product itself is so powerful. Most projects or programs out there, they spend 2 minutes talking about a product, if there even is one, and then they spend the rest talking about a rewards plan. So the first place you can go, I have it re-uploaded to Vimeo, which I can give you a link for. Give me 1 second and share my screen. You see this on the official website itself. If you click learn more, you'll get this pop-up. It's just 10 minutes long, and it's the Chief Operations Officer, David Charles, who is a good presenter. He goes through a concise, condensed version of what you saw here today. That I've added more to it. I've added additional slides. And right now, as of this weekend, I'm working on the compensation plan that you just saw. I've just created those slides. A couple of extra slides I'll be adding in, but I'll make that available too. So I can send you the Vimeo link, which is completely anonymous. It just says get back to the person who shared this video with you. And I have that 10-minute video uploaded to Vimeo that you can share. You can check it out for yourself, see if you think it would be a valuable resource to share, just to convey a high-level overview of Eazybot.
Perfect. And Bren, yeah, that'd be great if you could send it to me, then I could share that with the team.
Okay.
Probably our final question, and we'll let you go, is you had talked about having a funnel system that you were going to create for your team. Are we waiting for your funnel system, or are we waiting for Eazybot's funnel system to come out?
We're waiting for both.
Okay. Okay.
Because there's a couple of things that need to be in place before we can start testing and driving paid media traffic, So
Okay.
To be a combination of both, we're going to somewhat integrate with the existing funnels that they bring out, and we'll also perhaps have one of our own presentations inside of that funnel and utilize it that way, so that people can generate their leads from inside the funnel and have access to them. You'll be able to export them. Also, there will be the ability to purchase advertising packages in that. For example, a person could spend $200 or $400 on ads to drive 150 qualified leads through the sales funnel, which will be powerful for those that may not have the ability to, or may not have a social reach. They can utilize money to acquire qualified leads. So that will take time in testing. So we need to be through the launch phase before we can start to test, so that we can streamline the onboarding of new customers,
Okay.
And preferably live chat support integrated into the dashboard, where new people can come in there and get their questions answered that way, because that'll offload for guys like you that just want to focus on driving sales,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at this point, really, like for those who are really chasing Founders Club and they don't have a big, it's maybe the approach is sending that little snapshot video in your Vimeo is probably a good approach at first. And then if they're interested, we can have them watch this recorded presentation. Okay.
Right.
Perfect. Okay.
Currently, how many people are qualified for Founders Club? Sean is asking. Right now, there's about 200. So you have plenty of time. There's still, I wouldn't say plenty of time as the US market starts to open, but there's still about 800 spots available at the last time that I checked. Because it's there's more qualification criteria than people assume. Some people thought it was going to go in 48 hours, but I just knew from experience it was going to take a bit longer because just one or two pieces missing can throw it off. SB is asking, are we taking part of the profits and betting against the short that can happen in the market to continue to earn more profits when the market goes down? So essentially this with spot trading, this is essentially just buying strategically. If the market goes up, this might be a technical answer, but based on your question, it sounds like you would understand. if the market's going up, it uses what's called a trailing take profit. So it follows the market up. And if the market pulls back, it gets you out. It cuts it and takes you out. If the market's going down, the first 15% of the market uses dollar cost averaging, martingale. Then beyond that, it uses a grid. And the grid is how it makes you profit. Plus, it takes 50% of that every time it gets in and out, and puts that against pulling down the average price of the initial trades it got into. So this isn't using technical analysis. It's what's called quantitative trading. It's based purely on mathematics. It's not looking at the market, analyzing the charts, looking at volatility, looking at support and resistance, deciding when to enter. It's getting in and managing its position mathematically through purchasing and dollar cost averaging. But we're not using leverage. That's why it's a safe strategy. Would I suggest that strategy if we were using margin trading or borrowing money from a broker? No. And I've used some Forex bots before that do that. But with this, worst case scenario, all you're left with is you're holding Solana and ADA and some of the top coins in the world, which is what most people are doing anyway. And when it goes down, it can get out without it going back up. So that's the key.
Great. Yeah, appreciate you having. Okay, Scott, one last one, and then we're gonna let him go. We've taken up a lot of Bren's time tonight. So.
Yeah, this will be quick. Thanks, Bren. Sean actually asked you part of my question about founders. 200 out of 1,000. That's surprising. That's very exciting, actually.
Yeah.
Is there any scenario where if we qualify in the next 3 days on paper that we would not make the Founders Club? Is there a scenario where that would be possible?
I don't see that happen. I think you're good.
All right. Thanks, sir. Great job.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless some sort of titan of industry comes in tonight and brings in 1 million people, I think you're okay. But
so when does the qualification stop? Or is there a date? Or
there's no date. It's going to keep going until 1,000 seats are filled.
Got it. So but if people haven't funded based on all the exchanges not being open to the world, once it closes and there's 1,005 people, who gets in and who doesn't? So
right now everyone can pre-qualify, but then when the date is decided that the funding requirement is needed, once that algorithm runs, it's going to check who has achieved it based on timestamp.
Based on the pre-qual.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So best thing you can do is assume that you need that requirement as well right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And the majority of people, if you think about it, 9 out of 10 people, if they're using a paid version of the software, they intend to use it, and they're going to be likely using the minimum. If a person goes below the minimum, they need to deviate away from the default strategy, and they pretty much need to know more of what they're doing. Because, for example, if a person uses 300, there's limitations on crypto exchanges for the minimum trade size is $10, especially for Binance. You can't spot trade less than that. So if the bot's trying to enter a trade like 3% of 250, it can't. So that's 600. Look, if 600 is a stretch for people, they need to go to work on their comp plan side to fund it, because otherwise they're going to have a negative user experience. They're not going to enjoy the performance, and the bot won't be able to manage that big market crash. So there's a trade-off, you know.
So follow along and you're going to see the results that Mohammed planned on, right? And did a lot of
exactly.
on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me stop here.